So welcome back. The next match we have going right now is between Metykó Mátyás and Baffay Benjamin. We've already seen Baffay on once before today. Metykó is new on centre court. He played on court 2 earlier. Baffay lost his first match, and Metykó won his first match. Metykó is serving. He's the one nearest the camera in the black and white Harlequin shorts. And he's got a loud serve. Nice serve. And Metykó whiffs into the net. Is he going to change rackets? No, he's just going to have a drink. They're changing sides. Baffay wins the first game. This is Metykó in action. Nice service action. And that's Baffay Benjamin. Baffay's nearest to us and serving. He took the first game. He's hoping to build on his lead. Long by Metykó. Baffay's coming out playing hard. First serve wide, second serve. Metykó does a lot of good work from the back, but so does Baffay. 2 baseliners, slightly long there from Benjamin this time. Clean serve by Benjamin. Oh, wanted a little bit of a drop shot, didn't work out. Everyone in position. High return from Metykó. Metykó favours a heavy top spin on his forehand side. He can put an awful lot of spin on the ball. Beautiful point there by Baffay Benjamin. Worked Metykó to the left, to the right, to the left, and then put him away. Very nice stuff. Good serve. Oh, Média wanted to unleash one. Didn't work out. Beautiful shot down the line by Metykó. Oh! Got a little bit overexcited there and tried to smash the camera. Came close, but didn't succeed. There's Metykó. That was the shot down the line. That was very nice. He moves in towards the net. Ball's coming waist height. No, head height. That didn't work out. Metykó serving now. Quite sure where these scores come from, but okay. Oh. Poor first serve, second serve. Good second serve by Metykó. Ooh. Nice forehand. He rolled his wrist over the forehand. That was nice. Put some real pace on the ball. But Baffay still got there. He still got there. Nice slicing serve. That's very good. Just an ace. Very nice. Where's Baffay gone? Oh, he's come back. Here he is. Is that going to go in? No. Baffay working well off Metykó's serve. Ooh, bounces in. Baffay acknowledges his good fortune. A little bit long. Second serve. Nice, he varied up the pace of his serve and location. Managed to catch Baffay out. Woo. Baffay's there. Metykó into the net. Puts it away. Baffay's return was long. Metykó holds. So Metykó up 2 games to 1 in the first set. It's already dark outside here in Budapest. So we're playing indoors. Of course, it's winter. There's snow, there's sleet, a little bit of rain. And outside it's rather chilly and rather windy. Inside here, well, it's not windy, but I won't say it's not chilly either. I'm sitting here all dressed up in a bunch of coats, as are most of the spectators. It's only the players who are running around in sports gear because they have a little bit of a sweat on. Here we see Metykó, and this is Baffay. Metykó has great footwork. Metykó pulls his backhand a little bit to the right and pulls it out. Baffay serving in the top and serving to Metykó at the bottom. Outside of this match, there's only one other game going on at the moment. That is on court 2, which you can find on our YouTube stream also. No match currently on court number 3. And here, meanwhile, it's Baffay, Benjamin Baffay, up top, serving to Mátyás Metykó. Metykó here at the bottom. Oh. I've got the feeling that Metykó really wants to make something happen and happen soon. He's a little bit impatient to win. And Baffay, I think, on the other hand, is happy to let Metykó make some mistakes. First serve falls in. Baffay, ooh, down the line. Nice. Nice. Now Metykó's up to serve. Baffay's got a good lead, in control at 3-1. Metykó wants to play. And off we go. Slower paced serve. Another net cord. Second one that's happened. Second one that's fallen Baffay's way. Love 15. That was long, love 30. Metykó not enjoying his current run. That much is clear, just by looking at his face. It's Baffay there. Oh, and a third net cord. It's unfortunate. Metykó decided to change up his strategy and to rush the net, to do a little bit of serve and volley. And he would have been in the right place, but Baffay managed to clip the top of the net, and the ball bounced over Metykó's racket. Nice serve again by Metykó. And net caught again. Baffay's game. Or you could probably even say it was the net cord's game. Baffay up to 4-1. Right. Baffay now has a sizable lead, 4-1, and serving. Metykó has got to feel as though the gods are against him just a little bit. Let's see what the two can produce in this game. Metykó with a nice backhand winner down the line. Nice serve by Baffay. Metykó runs around his backhand. A little bit long, no, it was in. Oh, Baffay wings it into the net. That was a good rally. Each man had their chance. Metykó hoping that fortune smiles on him, just like it smiled on Baffay in the last game. Good serve right to the wall. By the time Metykó actually got to it, it was actually in the curtain. Baffay up to serve. So I'm joined now by Mark Milner from Oral Roberts University, and we're here watching well, I suppose I'd like to say the end of this game, perhaps not between Baffay Benjamin that we see on screen and Metykó Mátyás, who's on the other side of the court. What have you been thinking of the game so far?
It's very high level. It's great to be here in person and watch what these guys can do. It's great to see, obviously the level, but also the intangibles.
What sort of intangibles are you looking for?
Looking for a kid who works hard, looking for a kid who's got a great attitude, a kid who can stay positive no matter what happens, a kid who can face adversity and come through.
Wow. Okay, so you're not just okay. So tennis talent is one thing, and tennis experience, no, that's another. But you're looking for character, I suppose.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Looking for a high character kid, a high character athlete. That's a huge part of the recruiting process, not just what you can do between the lines.
Well, it's very exciting you're here in Hungary. I mean, I don't know how much you know about the Hungarian education system, but sports scholarships basically don't exist here. So, and in fact, most people don't go to university. So I think if you go to university in Hungary, you're in the top 5% automatically.
Wow.
Just because the education system, it's the same in the UK and same in England, just because it's sort of set up differently. But I know how excited these players are at the prospect perhaps of being able to go and play and both, of course, study in the United States.
Sure. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity to combine athletics and academics. Is an amazing opportunity, not just for kids from Hungary, but from the U.S. and South America and Australia. Kids all around the world want to be a part of it.
Yeah, of course. It's amazing. It's amazing. And how is the tennis program at Oral Roberts?
Oh, it's great. In fact, I was just meeting up with my #1 player who is from Hungary, the south of Hungary.
No way.
Yeah, I would mess up the name of the town, so I'm not.
Of course you
say
can.
But
they're written to be messed up.
But it's great. I'm getting to meet his family. His dad and his brother and his sister are here, and so it's great to, after 3 years, finally meet one of your players who you spend so much time with, meeting his family.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and that's something we try to create is a family atmosphere, and that's the one way to do it.
Metykó is getting a little bit frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to play up and down. I don't know. So in his last match, he was on fire. I thought on the second court, he was playing really well. And Baffay in his first match I think, was not playing the way he could play.
Okay.
So I think he seems to be playing probably more like he should be,
Sure.
and he's playing less, perhaps, like that he should be. So.
Yeah, and that's one thing you look for is consistency. Can you play at a high level all day long, or are you going to play high and low, high and low?
In Oral Roberts, how many people are on your team, sort of in men and women's?
We've got 9 guys on our squad. I coach only the women, but I believe they have 8.
Okay, that's a lot.
It's a lot. You compete with 6, you could compete with 6, 7, 8, depending on how you want to set your lineup between singles and doubles. So, you get somebody who's hurt or sick, it's good to have a couple backups.
And when is the sort of tennis season run from?
In the fall, from about September through November, mid-November, is our individual season. We'll put the kids in individual tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
Starting in mid-January is our team dual season, and that runs through hopefully May.
Okay. Is May the sort of the end of the end?
Yep. Conference championships and the NCAA championships are in May.
Ooh. Oh, it's exciting. This is then your first time in Hungary?
It's my first time in Hungary, yes.
Cool. I hope you come again.
Yeah, me too. It's beautiful.
Come in summer though. It's not so cold now.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. I mean, we've been able to walk around and see a lot of the sights, and the cold doesn't bother us. So it's great to be here.
Okay. Well, so that's great. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So are you here then scouting for both men's and women's?
Just men's.
Just men's.
Just men's. I coach only the men, so I've been focused on the guys' side of things today.
And how old are these players? Because I didn't get a fact. Are they all 18-ish?
Between 16 and 18, yes. So you'll get some kids who are graduating in 2018, some that are graduating in 2019.
Okay. They seem very young.
Yeah.
They also seem very driven. I don't know what I was like when I was 16, but I was not like this.
Yes,
so.
and for some of these kids that do everything by themselves as far as their SATs and their TOEFL, and there's a lot that goes into college tennis before you can actually play college tennis.
Yep.
So it's just one thing says about the player that they're actually getting out here and doing it and putting forth the effort on and off the court to get ready for NCAA competition.
What's the GPA that you need to actually stay on the team?
It's most of my guys carry about a 3.0 to 4.0.
Oh, that's great.
However, above about a 2.8 is where we like to see you.
Okay. Well, 3.0 to 4.0 is fantastic.
Sure. Yes.
That's good for a non-sportsman. So
exactly.
So
and what I'll tell you is these guys, again, you're looking for somebody who's driven, and that's with everything. That's with tennis and academics. The guy who's here, I was telling you about earlier, has a 3.9 GPA, playing in the #1 position.
Wow.
And so he's part of the reason, you know, that I'm here. Is I've loved the kid to death. He works hard. He's got respect, and you hope to find more of those.
Wow, fantastic. Well, that's great to hear. Oop. With the college tennis players, how many of them end up making the even greater leap to go to the pros?
Percentage-wise, not many. Percentage-wise, not many. You may get a few out of each graduating college class that can make it, depending on, you know, the level. And there's so many levels of pro. I mean, you can be 600, 700, and I wouldn't consider that making it. You still got a lot of work to do at that point. And so
but
I
you're
would
still
say very, very small percentage make it.
Okay.
But
okay.
But for the ones, it is a great stepping stone for the ones that do.
Yeah. I imagine the level of competition in American collegiate sports is incredibly high. So it's world level basically.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's where you've got to be if you want to get better. And it's just such a good system between the match play and the strength and conditioning coach, and all of that is provided. And you know,
yeah, those are things that most Europeans just don't understand.
Right.
And can't even comprehend, I think, until you go to an American university and see what sports and conditioning means. You just are clueless.
Exactly. So. And I think that's one thing we need to do a little bit better, is educate everybody around the world on how high the level is and what we can provide for the student athlete. Not just tennis, but, you know, like I said, academics and strength and conditioning.
Yeah, yeah. And for Oral Roberts, so your university in particular, who are your main rivals or the main?
So within our conference, we have the University of Denver. They've won the conference championship the last couple of years. We have the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Okay.
We played them twice last year. We beat them once 4-3, and then they beat us once 4-3. It came down to number one. We lost 7-6 in the third set in the conference championship.
Close.
So I would say those are our two biggest rivals. We did get 3 more teams into our conference, and so we look to hopefully find some more different competition.
Cool. But do you think at the University of Denver doing well, does altitude help them? It must help them, surely.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And with these 3 teams coming in, they're all going to be really strong. So I think with Denver and the addition of these other universities and us getting better and Omaha getting better, I think it just makes our conference look like a much stronger tennis conference.
Fantastic. Well, Metykó was caught up.
Yeah.
Coming back slowly but surely. I think Agassi is idle. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
So. At Oral Roberts, do you mainly play on hard surfaces?
It's only hard.
It's only hard.
Yes, all of college tennis is on hard courts.
Hard courts.
Yes.
So as I'm sure you know, in Hungary, most places have clay. Clay is the sort of normal one, and then hard courts, I suppose, and the very, very few places have grass, I think.
Sure. So. And that's pretty standard at other places too. South America and Europe mostly play on the red clay, and a lot of it's a big transition coming over playing on the hard courts. And sometimes, you know, you get kids from Spain or Australia who haven't played indoors who have to come over and now play, you know, from a slow clay court to a hard fast court. It's a big transition.
Is a hard court much faster than a clay court? I know clay court is the slowest.
Yes,
but,
yeah, it is faster. It is faster, and each hard court can play a little bit differently, but for the most part, yeah, they're quite a bit faster.
Okay. Oh, while we're watching, so it's tied 4-4. Metykó is in the white with the harlequin shorts, and in the distance we see Baffay Benjamin. Baffay had a 4-1 lead, and Metykó has slowly but surely eaten away to tie the match. Metykó into volley, and it's not needed. As obviously someone who specialises or lives tennis, how do you feel that the game of tennis has changed? I mean, with specifically when it comes to volleying, so it seems to be much less common. The serve and volley seems to be.
It's kind of gone away.
Yeah.
It's kind of gone away. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, the serves are bigger, but that means the ball's coming back faster as well. So if you get somebody who can return the ball really well, it's going to make that first volley extremely tough. And so I think that's kind of one of the biggest reasons that it's going away. Obviously, players are getting bigger, faster, stronger. The equipment has changed. So I just think with all that being said, it kind of suits the all-court game, the baseline game a little bit more than the serve and volley.
Mm-hmm. Oh, too long there from Baffay. When you begin scouting a player, how does it start? I'm sure it starts first on paper, that you look to see how good they or how they've played, or wins and losses. But,
sure.
But how do you go from there to actually, I don't know, signing them on a?
Yeah, I mean, it is a process. I mean, we're obviously looking at a bunch of different kids, and the kids I know are all looking at a bunch of different universities. Mm-hmm. So it's all kind of about finding that match. Once you're introduced to a kid, then you obviously see if he meets tennis requirements. You see if he meets academic requirements, and then you kind of go back and forth, and you have the conversation about, you know, is he a right fit for our university? Mm-hmm. Can we help him? Can he help us? You really get to know the kid because you're going to be spending the next 4 years with him. And so sometimes it goes quick. Sometimes it takes a long time. Every kid has a little bit different agenda. So it's just there's not really a set standard way to do it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure. So the most famous player from this team. So we're at MTK, which is a Hungarian sports club. The most famous tennis player is Timea Babos, whose picture is out there. So she's a woman player. She's, I think, ranked 25 maybe in the world or something like that. Her dad is around here somewhere. So, and I think she also went through this process and played, of course, in the States. I think through Florida somewhere. I can't remember where. Yeah. So she was one of the people to. Not to start doing it, because there have been a few Hungarians going and doing it, but they never sort of cracked the top 100 maybe. So when Steve Bollet, I can never say his name right, Bollettieri.
Bollettieri?
Yeah, Bollettieri.
Okay.
So one of his many schools in Florida, or one of his schools in Florida, there were at one point, I think, 4 or 5 Hungarian girls there.
Wow.
But this was back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
And I don't know what happened to them. I think they maybe just burned out. So.
Yeah, no, that happens.
So.
That happens.
You okay? Mark, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. It's great to be here.
Okay, thank you. Awesome. That was Mark Milner joining us. He's a coach at the University of Oral Roberts in Oklahoma. And he's one of the coaches who's actually here in Budapest scouting players. So it was a pleasure to meet him and to speak with him about how the scouting process works. Because while, of course, the aim of every coach is to find the best player, the aim of the university is not always the same, because the university wants a student and a student athlete who represents the university, who does well, of course, who won't be a problem, and you can interpret that to mean whatever it is you want that to mean. So it was interesting to speak with him and to learn that he actually already has a Hungarian player on his roster, which is a big deal. So events like this, the events that are happening today, they actually they're not just for show. There is substance behind this. So, exciting point in the match. Baffay Benjamin up 5-4, serving to win this match against Metykó Mátyás. Short return by Metykó, lofts A lob. Lofted again. Oh, and he runs into the net, Metykó, and he's annoyed. He's annoyed. Nothing wrong with a little fire. So Baffay serving 5-4. Metykó needs to break. Another great serve in the corner. Metykó, is he going to come into the net? No, he tries a chip. Metykó just shouted out loud, "Why don't I have any luck, ever?" Baffay serving. A beautiful serve by Baffay. And that's it. That is the game. Well played by Baffay Benjamin. Metykó not happy. It's good stuff. It shows that the first match that we saw Baffay Benjamin play in, he lost actually 6-1, I want to say. He didn't seem sort of present or in the game. It just seemed like he wasn't focused. And this match, absolute 360, definitely a focused Baffay we saw playing, and he takes an important win against Metykó Mátyás. Impressive stuff. Good game. Okay, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with the next game in a couple of minutes.